Hello and good morning from Disney Springs. We're going to be showing you a really exciting walkway that's hidden. A lot of people don't know about this walkway that goes over to Old Key West from Saratoga and Disney Springs. We're joined by Rob, my friend. So we're going to be walking around and showing you the secret trail that a lot of people don't know about. So let's continue and let's go and explore it. Right here next to the trail that goes over to Old Key West, they have this hidden Mickey right here on the golf course, and this is Lake Bona Vista Golf Course, right next to Saratoga Springs, or connected to Saratoga Springs, and that's where you can rent clubs, golf carts, and shoes. So instead of taking this pathway right here that goes over to Saratoga Springs, we're going to be taking the pathway on the right-hand side, next to these birdhouses. That will continue all the way to Old Key West, and we're going to show you what that looks like. And it has really, really cool photo opportunities when you're walking down this path right here. So the birdhouses we were just looking at are called the Purple Martins. Disney does house them inside of these birdhouses right across from Saratoga Springs and a few other resorts. And then they do talk about them when they're in mating season and when they're about to release them. Just starting on this trail, you can see this great photo op where you can come, and there is a lot of shade, but this is really cool. That's almost like an overgrown tunnel that takes you over to Old Key West. Now what's really cool is this trail right here, that will go over to the tree houses that are part of Saratoga Springs. If you stay to the right though, that will continue to Old Key West. Right down there, we're gonna go across this bridge right over here and show you the tree houses. We will be coming back in the future and actually doing a video on the tree houses and telling the history of them, because there's some really cool facts that are not really out there, but we want them to get out there. So let's continue down that trail and let's go explore. Here's another look of that pathway that goes to Old Key West. This waterway right here goes to Old Key West, and that's how you take the ferry on over to Disney Springs. Then they have this waterway right here. That waterway will go over to the tree houses and stop there for the guest. Then we'll continue over to French Quarters and Riverside. So that's Port Orleans, Riverside, and French Quarters. That's where it would come down and go underneath the bridge that we're currently standing on. Now this is where the pathway and the roundabout for the treehouses connect right there, and you can see one of the treehouses in the background. You would come right down the path that we're currently standing on. We're going to show you the opposite angle in just a few seconds, but this is how you'd get to Disney Springs if you do want to walk and you don't want to wait for the ferry boat, just in case. Now here's a look of one of the treehouses that is connected and a part of Disney's Saratoga Springs. Right here on the right hand path, that's the pathway that we are currently taking to get back to the bridge to continue our walk over to Old Key West. We just wanted to show you this little shortcut to the tree houses. This is what we were talking about just a second ago, just saying how great these photo ops are here. That's the bridge. They'll take you back over to Disney Springs or to Old Key West, but you could come here and get really good photos. Here's the sign right across from the bridge saying Saratoga Springs right on the left-hand side, Lake Bona Vista Golf Course on the left, and Old Key West on the right. We're gonna continue going on the right. Come with us. Now, if you are going to walk this trail, it is open from dusk to dawn because there is no lights. So make sure you do it before the sun starts to go down or when the sun is out, because it's not lit at all. And you can see down that trail right there, it does get really, really dark back here. So we've almost made it to Old Key West. If we continue down this pathway right here, go along this bridge right on over, it'll take us to Old Key West. You'll see the sign right there and the building in the distance. So we're almost there. We're going to show you what that looks like. This is the waterway that would come around. You'd be on a little ferry over to Disney Springs and vice versa, because it could come down this pathway right here and go back and take you over to all the shopping complex, food locations. And this is what it looks like behind us. There's no one else out here. So this has been a really nice walk, except for some employees, but still really nice to come out here. And it is shaded most of the way. Here's the bridge I was talking about just a few moments ago. That buildings for Old Key West start right there. So we're almost there. The golf course is right next to us. So they do have the golf carts coming and going on this little trail right here. And that's next to the trail that we were just taking, which is right here. That brings us to Old Key West. We're right next to the pool in the back here and next to the 5500 building here on the right hand side. This is where the trail comes out. So if you are staying here at Old Key West, you can come right next to us where the trail is and walk to Disney Springs or Saratoga Springs or even the tree houses. So we did want to see how long of a walk it is from Old Key West to Disney Springs. So we are timing it and to see how long the miles are from right back there where we're standing at Old Key West to Disney Springs, which is here on the pathway in front of us. So let's continue. Now we stopped at the junction of where Saratoga and Disney Springs meets, and it was about 13-14 minutes just getting to this point right here. So just give yourself about 15 to 20 to get to Disney Springs. We're going to continue on the right hand side, which is going over to Saratoga Springs, and talk about that. But it was about a quarter of a mile to get to this point right here. So let's continue. So as of now, while we're walking along the Saratoga Springs, we wanted to see the distance, show you some views that are really cool over here at Saratoga Springs, but security is not allowing anybody in by Cirque du Soleil if you're walking from Saratoga or Old Key going by the golf course. So we're going to continue down the path that's right over here, and that will continue along the waterway. If we were to go straight, that would continue to the front desk or the check-in of Saratoga Springs. So if you are staying here at Saratoga Springs, your boat transportation would be right here where you see it says Blue Iron, that boat that's sitting there right now. But if you're trying to get to the main lobby, you would just go right up those stairs right in the background. That would take you into their food court and to one of their main dining locations. We will come back here in the future and actually do a future video of Saratoga Springs and show you some secrets about this resort, so make sure you're subscribed. Let's continue walking down the path and go around the loop over to Disney Springs. When you get to the end of the path, to either make a right or left. If you make a left, that goes to the main lobby or to their pool location. You want to make a right and follow it around, because that'll take you back to Disney Springs. Then you do come up to the split in the road. You can either go right or left. If you do go right, it will take you a little longer and take you to the water area where the gazebo is. If you stay to the left, that will be a little quicker to get you back over to Disney Springs. So we're going to continue and show you a couple little other areas where you can come and get great photos. Now, we did take the path on the right hand side to show you the gazebo here at Saratoga Springs. This is a great point where you can come get some amazing photos and just look at the scenery, because you can see Disney Springs really, really well from this gazebo. I'm going to show you that in just a few seconds. But look at the view. Cirque du Soleil, House of Blues, Julio's. You can see pretty much almost all of Disney Springs except for the marketplace, which is a little further. Even Planet Hollywood and the boathouse. Highly recommend coming here, especially at night. If you do want to come here and you're not staying at Saratoga Springs, you would have to park at Disney Springs, take the ferry on over here, because they do have ferries. They're not running as of right now, but you can take the ferry over here, come and get some great photos. We're going to continue down this pathway right here and continue over to Disney Springs. Now, they do have these great rocking chairs looking out at Disney Springs. And this is right next to one of the fountains and pools while you're staying here or just walking along the little trail. And that brings us to the bridge right there. They'll take you over to Disney Springs. The easiest way to get back to this point where we currently are, just stay along the water. If you are going to make that left-hand path instead of where we made the right, just go between the buildings, head towards the water, and then continue on the path to the left, and it'll bring you right to this bridge here, and that will take you over to the marketplace at Disney Springs. So that brings us back to Disney Springs. I hope you enjoyed this adventure going on the walkway, the secret walkway over to Old Key West and the tree houses. If you did like the video, make sure you give that a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below and hit that notification button so you can get notified every time we come out with a future video. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.